Welcome to WrestleCulture. This is weird. You've been on that side, by the way.
I've seen that side of your face before.
Thoughts?
That's just as beautiful as the EDC.
Speaking of beautiful, here he is, Adam Nicholas. Ready?
Always. Typically at my desk downstairs. Ready at this point.
Okay.
I shouldn't everything.
They call me Mr. Iguana, the fancy banana. Everybody know I'm not a gecko. Oh, bombastic. My petty made of plastic. Touch him on his back, they say I'm Mr. Iguana. Hit you with a rana. Triple A to NXT, no. Main roster, I ain't no imposter. Talk of what's called, they know I'm Mr. Iguana. I'm Adam Wilbourn.
Well, I'll see you later.
WhatCulture, joined by Adam Nicholas and Michael Hamflett from WhatCulture.
Thanks, everyone.
To discuss all that goes on in wrestling this week. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we review Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a round-up of the week, complete with a very good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Adam Nicholas and Michael Hamflett.
YouTube hadn't just completely took us down there.
Question.
15 minutes, I imagine, before they come knocking, but yeah.
I was lost in several bits of that, so I need to just...
So you said you want it again?
I wish.
want it again.
I wish I could do
They call me Mr. Iguana.
Well, don't start, and you're in now.
Starting to like it. Did I miss a lyric, or did at one point you just forget what you were doing and call yourself Mr. Bombastic?
No, he just said, the artist of the song just said bombastic.
Right. Oh.
In homage to the original.
Got you.
And then he said, my pet ain't made of plastic. Touch him on his back, they say, I'm Mr. Iguana. A lot of love for it in the chat already.
I can imagine.
Mark Lee Willis says, no notes, perfect.
Yeah.
Tactical Penguin says, Hamflett on? Must be about to take a day off. Shocker.
I don't need to.
Thank you for stepping in.
No, I don't wish to address this shite anymore.
There we go.
Yeah.
Going for the hat break, are we?
3 minutes in.
What just went off there? Something just went off, didn't it?
Pops, probably, if anything.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to make it to the end of this one.
I haven't had a chance to really get your thoughts on Mr. Iguana.
Yeah, give a fuck.
Yeah. Me neither.
In for a penny, in for a pound. No, I was joking. Actual Mr. Iguana, the real one. He's kind of a weird little guy. I have no interest in him other than to go, yeah, weird little guy, you want you. He does that thing where he pops it up onto his shoulder.
Very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is it? I mean, it will be for a minute. And then you'll be like, if they can be bothered to get the groundswell to go, then maybe they'll do something with him for a month.
Was it Sid you said they've got to put him in the Rumble? And I thought, it's a great spot for him. Number one, other than flashing up on the screen, Mr. Iguana, or using the song I've created there, how are people going to know it's Mr. Iguana before he walks out with an iguana? Number two, everyone loves him right now, understandably, after the Worlds Collide performance. Will it last till January is my question.
My gut feeling is no, but then I've got to be honest, I don't like him now. So I'm in a couple of different minorities here.
Yeah, but I think you don't like him for deeper rooted reasons as opposed to just...
He's representative of...
small act, as opposed to...
I like the flicking the iguana on the shoulder business. I'm only human.
You'd be into him if it wasn't in a weird situation. I think if it was red hot American summer like it was, I feel like anybody could have done anything.
Yes.
Like him and R-Truth doing a segment together.
Or Santino.
You would have been banging to. Or if he just accidentally turned up in the Judgment Day and was like, I'm a fucking lizard.
With a purple iguana.
Yeah. Like, something keeps going off there, doesn't it? Or is it your laptop?
Maybe. Hang on.
There's still a chance for this thing. Maybe you're right. I'm definitely
right.
I would be up for him flicking the iguana so high in the air that then Randy Orton pushes him out of the way and then RKO's the iguana as it's coming down.
The Spanish Fly was class.
Yeah. Good spot, that.
Yeah, why not? Why can't he get to the Rumble? Joe Hendry can get to WrestleMania. That was where the ceiling changed.
Yeah.
Like, that was where the whether it be a comedy gimmick or a one-note joke or wherever any of these wrestlers that we talk about in these terms turn out, when Hendry, as the TNA champion, no less, got the Randy Orton match, and it was a job and it was a squash and whatever, but like, nonetheless, that was like, right, whatever you thought, if you thought the Royal Rumble, if you thought NXT was the peak, let alone the Royal Rumble, you were wrong. It was all the way to the grandest stage. So Mr. Iguana and the Royal Rumble, even though it's several months away, doesn't feel that wild. We reported, we never reported a goddamn thing. We aggregated Danhausen's contract coming to an end in July. As it stands, because of the way wrestling works and timing, I honestly could see Danhausen being in the Royal Rumble more than I could Mr. Iguana. I think if there are numbers to chase, and that's what's happened with Mr. Iguana, isn't it? They're tracking profiles, mentions, all this sort of like, he's the biggest guy coming out of an entire WWE PLE weekend, including Money in the Bank. Basically went, Ron Killing's Mr. Iguana. Like, that jumps out to like the people in WWE these days. Like, I could see Danhausen being in this conversation too. I think he will get at bare minimum some sort of deal that gets them selling his T-shirts and everybody making loads of money. And then from there, someone like him could be the guy by Royal Rumble time.
It's weird, isn't it? Because like I saw your report the other day about them like fast-tracking him to the main roster. And I was like, oh, that's fun. Yeah. And then I just immediately thought, where though? You can't really like have him come in and be like, oh, he's a real threat to the old Jacob Fatu US title reign that we've got going on here. And like, it's genuine question here, which is rare for WrestleCulture. Is there like a minimum WWE contract? Like I know they'll sign people for 3 years and 5 years and what have you. Is there a way that they can go just 6-month deal? You get all the royalties from the T-shirts and the stuff, and we'll feature you on random shows and have you in the Rumble. There is a limit to this sort of thing, isn't there? Yeah,
there's no rules now. They've shown that they're willing to get more.
I mean, I think they just offer him a 3-year contract and then cancel it. But
well, that as well, yeah,
for more of an honest conversation.
In a perfect version of the TK world, there is no rules anymore. They'll chase whatever they think is worthwhile doing. I saw even Damian Priest speaking with Cody Rhodes and talking about how he negotiated first-class travel into his new contract.
Really?
So let alone,
I like that chat, by the way. I saw a bit of it with him talking about it going full-time in wrestling, basically.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Like, there was a lot of interesting little tidbits, but like on contracts and stuff, like this Ron Killings one is apparently not supposed to be a particularly long one, but it's going to be one last sweetheart deal that he's got before he probably heads out and gets to do whatever he wants, basically. Why, if you're Mr. Iguana and they put one on the table, you might as well sign it. Like, it's not like he started this yesterday. Like, he's been at this stuff a while. This version of himself is pretty polished. He knows this act inside and out. And like, if the main roster ceiling is he pins the Miz, like, that's not a bad time, is it?
No.
For like a lot of people. And then if it catches on, this is why I use Joe Hendry as the example, because I think nobody quite knew to what extent that would catch on. Like, that song may have never even propelled him to WWE. He had this WWE TNA relationship not started, but from there it very quickly escalated. So you never actually know.
You see, Download Festival believes in Joe Hendry. A mate of mine, John Mahon, was DJing there and showed a clip of him, spun the camera around, and there's like thousands of people
going nuts for it. Like, you are incredible TV moment away from getting that Iguana on sale, getting it merchandise, and then loads of fans having him on the shoulder. And like, that visual, the prospect of that visual, if people are buying these iguanas and they just stood there in the crowd with iguanas on the shoulders, that he's just made himself a capital M moment there, hasn't he? Well, if that sticks.
Yeah, if there ever was a test of just like, right, everyone online was like, "Hey, Mr. Iguana," after Worlds Collide. If ever there was a test, it was, we've got Vikingo here, another Psycho Clown and what have you. And they show Mr. Iguana, he gets a huge pop at Money in the Bank, and then you watch as they go, switching gears now to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Don't forget, you got to do this. And you just watch people from the crowd filtered. Can my son have a photo with you in the Iguana, please? Hi, can I have a photo with you in the Iguana, please? It's like, if that's just a tiny pocket of people who are like, bloody hell, Mr. Iguana's here.
Phil Chambers has lost his mind already. We were talking about Mr. Iguana on the news, and he was like, yeah, it's a lot like, Jake Roberts had the snake. It could be like a Jake Roberts or a Mick Foley. I was like, yes, Phil. He could be like a Jake Roberts or a Mick Foley.
Have you heard him?
That's him saying that.
Proper promo yet?
You're right.
Yes. Do you speak fluent Spanish?
Hands up. If Mr. Iguana knocks out the promo of the year.
Just saying.
Look. I think it sucks.
You're allowed
I'm glad people don't.
You're allowed to.
Seems like people are having a really great time with this. I feel like I should. People feel like they're having a really good time. And more power to him, by the way. Go get whatever the hell you can get out of this earnings-wise. It's wrestling, isn't it? There's money flowing through it, and the talent don't make it, so go and get it.
Just keep the receipts, mate. All you got to do is keep the receipts. because in a year's time, you'll have a pocket full of receipts.
I will.
And you'll have all these people saying, I'm seeing Mr. Iguana on my telly. And you're like, well, there you
That
go.
was the one guy.
But you can have fun. I think you can have fun with it. I mean, it seems like something they're interested in. Like you say, probably ticks a bunch of boxes of like, not everybody got to be serious guy. I would say probably the difference between him and Joe Hendry, I can't see him necessarily ever hit, I could be wrong, but I couldn't see him hitting them heights purely because Joe fits that slot, because Joe's quite a big guy. Like, if Joe is the size of Mr. Iguana, no disrespect to Mr. Iguana, he ain't getting that slot with Randy Orton, whether he plays guitar, drums, and the saxophone. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't matter.
He's a more enigmatic presence.
I think so.
Iguana, isn't he?
Yeah. But he's good crack, though, for one night, I guess.
It would be really funny. Like, I hope this isn't the case. People like, Vikingo and other people can make the crossover. It would be really funny if in 5 years' time they were like, see, the AAA thing wasn't a complete bust because we got Mr. Iguana out of it.
Yeah, we got ourselves a WrestleMania main event.
There was a little part of me, though, when he was doing moves and stuff, thinking it had a similar, obviously I know he doesn't get dressed up in face paint, but I had a similar feeling like the Orange Cassidy.
Yes,
like
hands in the pockets.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just, am I trying? Or am I really good? You don't know. And then I'm just suddenly start doing these wild moves, and you're like, that's quite interesting. And they managed to make it work with him in AEW. I know it's a completely different thing, but like, we probably have a bit of fun with him.
It's a good time, and Orange Cassidy isn't so much more than this, obviously. It's a good time to be a meme.
I would like that on record as well. I think he's much, much more than that. But that's kind of...
It's an
era. It's an era we're in, isn't it? Of like some of that meme wrestling that was once the preserve of the WrestleMania weekend indie that has absolutely crossed over. And the gimmicks, if well handled, take and become TV weekly regular stuff. Like...
Mark Lee Willis in the chat writes, this guy, what's his name? Unana, am I high with marijuana? He flicks up his pet, crowd love it, you bet, so over, Mr. Iguana.
Can I have that one more time in the original Mr. Iguana song voice, please? Now that we're in.
This guy, what's his name?
No, the whole thing.
I say.
The whole thing.
This guy was... Oh, nana, I'm a high with marijuana. Flicks up his pet, crowd love it, you bet, so over, Mr. Iguana. Enjoy your weekend, guys. You too, Mark.
I'll be watching that back.
Yep.
Have a nice weekend.
OG Stem Cell says, best opening song of all time.
There you go.
As the weeks pass, I get more and more excited to go to All In, Swerve and Ospreay versus the Bucks. Cheers, guys. Looks good, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Really does.
Speaking of AEW, actually, Matt Reigns has been on. Matt says, happy Friday, guys. Time for Vegas yet? Not long.
I wish.
Not long.
We need to put a little countdown on. Matt, if you're there and you're back in the chat, let us know how many days are.
He's booked. I've already
he's
booked.
already booked. He's booked. Looks like anything's possible in the pyramid. But
till April, what should we say? April 15th?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
April 15th. 306.
That's less than.
So next WrestleCulture is less than 300 days till.
Yes, that's the next milestone we'll work towards.
Yeah,
I was working towards milestones.
Yep. It'll be here before you know it.
We need to thank you for booking the Luxor on behalf of the Luxor. We now need to start arranging that trip.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Yeah.
Matt also says, since the beautiful dulcet tones of the King were taken away from us, please heap praise on possibly the best Dynamite of the last 3 years. Bestie. Cheers, brothers.
I don't know if I disagree with that. It was a brilliant Dynamite. We are
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
For anybody in the YouTube comments or on socials, as we try to get across it as much as possible, when Sidge's voice is back, we're going to be covering it. It might be Monday, hopefully, if Sidge is feeling better.
Yeah.
It was a fun.
And that's the only reason, isn't it? The only reason.
He hasn't had a chance. He's been super busy.
Cleaning the loft.
Busy.
It was an excellent Dynamite. We talked about the build to All In, having that momentum and having that sort of, don't make that one misstep now when all your big matches are lining up. And obviously when they put this tag match in place this week on Dynamite with really, really high standard of in-ring work between Swerve and Ospreay as well. And then you had the big angle at the end with Kenny and Okada, which, while imperfect and while with added ingredients that have maybe divided people a little bit, like with the video package and with Kenny selling, you're full steam ahead.
Yeah, Dan the Grappler also says, afternoon chaps, thoughts on the Okada Omega video package in the end. Also shout out to Hamflett for recognising the GOAT of soft drinks, Pepsi Max Cherry. Add a shot of crack and spiced rum if you're feeling saucy, brother.
I would happily have Pepsi Max Cherry with a rum.
If you're feeling saucy.
I would let a robot make that and waste my time, money. And
we can go back. You can meet the robot lady.
We have to go back and you have to fix that.
Yes,
get a proper drink and film the whole thing and not just your name.
I was
Dr.
I'm amazed I even got that on camera.
You still got it?
Probably, yeah. I feel like the shot is falling forward pretty much. Yeah, Pepsi Max Cherry's the one. God knows what they're putting in it to make it taste that good because diet drinks never used to. And they're cheating. Somebody right there.
The normal rule is if you really like the taste of it, anything.
Something bad is new that's not been regulated yet.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this video package?
Fantastic. Really good. The pressure, we talked about this in the preview, there was real pressure at Omega Okada.
Yeah.
But I think the goal will be achieved here. It wasn't just to get people hyped for the story right now. I think AEW already knew that its core base have probably seen these 4 matches, or at very least some of them. And it's an encouragement to go and do your homework if you want to. So if you fancy watching Omega Okada again, you can do. You don't need it. Everybody knows the law. Everybody knows that. They've had what consensus people believe to 2 of the best matches ever. The whole 4 is worth a look, and the video package put you in the mind to do that if you are that way inclined. I am, and I will, in that video package. And it actually had me watching other ones. Shout out to Puro Wave. I was watching that Kenny Omega one from several years ago and getting back in the Kenny New Japan headspace. The promotion in that regard has been super effective at reminding you of that period of time and how big it was for wrestling that them two were making the magic.
Maybe I'll go back and pretend I haven't seen it and tweet all about, discovering New Japan, just pretend that's the case.
Every time he does this, I need to remember to ask you what the origin of this was, other than, generic accounts on Twitter, but...
Kind of it.
Yeah.
I'm a Wilbourn. Some guy seemed to invent...
Andy's a big fan, to be fair. Let's balance this out. Andy's a big supporter, and if you take it at face value, that's fine. I think it's a load of bollocks, to be honest. I think it's someone who's pretended to be like, guys, what's all this about Omega Okada?
Was it Kevin Omega? Is it?
Yeah.
And then gone and watched it. Wow, this is awesome. I think I'm going to have to make a video about this. 10 seconds later, thumbnail. Oh! And then content farming makes you conspiratorial sometimes.
No.
Does X.
Surely not.
Mark Lee Willis also says, what is going on in the Fed? Their acts have me scratching my head. Healing Saudi shows when everyone knows they're just as bad. They made their own bed.
Nice.
Lovely rhyming in there.
We went long on the Mark, you might have watched this already, but if you haven't, went quite long on this on the Raw review, so I'll try and keep it short for the lightweight, bit of fun crack on a Friday rather than getting deep into this thorny political issue. It stuck out to me amongst a lot of other things that stuck out that they attempted to do that and heal the Saudi show by having John Cena say, "Follow me to Saudi Arabia, punk. Everybody knows of your moral outrage and standpoint," because we're 7 years into the deal now. They've done every version of these Saudi shows. They've done the good, the bad. They've tried to, and then they'll do this. They'll say, "Follow us to Saudi Arabia," and then on the show itself, it'll be Michael Cotel and your Riyadh seasons. This great time of year. Come over there. They're part of the the mechanism. They're part of the sport.
Yeah, they can't really be like, we're here.
No, sports washing works. It's brutal. It's effective. It was a weird choice in a promo full of weird choices. I wanted to love it way more than I actually did. The Punk and Cena thing, it didn't land for me at all.
Did for me. But then maybe I'm just blinded by the fact it's Punk Cena. Let's go. It's the last chance we have.
It's not, though. There could be more chances.
For John Cena to have a good match.
I mean, no, that may be true. Although, wouldn't you be heartbroken if he just hasn't got it no more? Even Punk can't get out of it.
I'm nervous about it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot riding on it. Mm-hmm. I think it was a noble effort from Phil. I don't think he managed to quite get it because it's impossible. He couldn't do that. There's too many things there. This was it was that little ticking time bomb that everybody's been waiting to see how he was going to handle it without just not being on one of these shows. And
it always can happen, won't it? Yeah.
Of course it was. It had to happen. I think it's trying to make it, no, but it's okay because I've done it this way. The second he started talking about billionaires for me, it was I know this is going to be a bad promo. I just knew I'm going to have to try and dig in reverse almost to get back out of it, even though I'm in it. You can't get out. There's no getting out of this. That's fine. That's the company you signed up for. There's a million other people who work for that company who've been there and done it all. That's the way the world runs. And if you didn't do half the things in your life based on who owns it at the actual core, there'd be a lot of people who didn't do a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, because there's a whole lot of bad people and bad eggs everywhere.
I hope we get a Punk across both shows before Night of Champions, basically. We were talking about him on the SmackDown preview. He's obviously going to be on Raw, talking it up. Cena's not going to be there. But you've only got, 5 TV shows?
Yeah.
Before Night of Champions, and one of them... How does it work with the SmackDown? Do they do the SmackDown in Saudi now, don't they?
Yeah, that's what they've done previously. Or a Raw, for that matter. They've done that as well. They've had a weekend over there. I don't know what the sort of build is going to be from here. I hope it's going to be this nice... Because it's not that much. Like, 5 TVs is not a lot, like especially if they confine it just to Raw or SmackDown. So there stands the chance for this not to feel stale. And if anything, you get what you want, which is it going like that rather than it starting with this incredibly hot face-to-face and then you don't see John Cena again. A bit like what happened with Cody on a lot of the road to WrestleMania. Something else struck me here as we're having this conversation. And I don't know if this is so much a CM Punk master plan or a CM Punk WWE PR objective that they're trying to achieve, is the fact that we're even having this conversation about CM Punk breaking his Saudi duck now in order to make it less of a conversation when he inevitably does so at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Because the chat was always going to happen. That CM Punk first Saudi show was always going to generate this kind of... He was waiting for that, you know? Like, if we're having this conversation now and we're debating the rights and wrongs and the ethics and all that sort of stuff, like with other sports washing... Will we just not have the energy for it in January, which is what the Punk will want, because by then it's Mania season, it's title match season, it's main event season.
I have to say, like, I think I'm going to jump in here because I don't mean this the way you're going to take it, but there's no ethics to debate now, unfortunately.
No.
Everybody's been in this boat now for 7 years.
Yeah.
All those ethical debates.
I suppose just in response to the tweet, I guess, the direct opposition he wants held against it.
Yeah. Well, his personal ones, perhaps, but like in terms of the size of it, it's anybody who's in the boat is in that boat, unfortunately. If they say you're going there, and you signed that contract, and that's where you're going, and that's your job. Like, there's no other way around it. I mean, unless he literally got a sign into his contract that he wasn't going, which they're never going to do. You make a great point, though, because what happens if in this weird, what it slowly feels to me like a bunch of little... We talked about tests that seem to be coming his way. There's been a few of them. Go in that main event, you can have it, but you lose. Go to fight Cena, you can have it, but you're going to Saudi. Are they going to make him win the Rumble in Saudi? Like, and how you can have your moment, but forever it'll be in Saudi. Like, it's hard. It's hard to know because it feels at the moment like we need to make sure you're not going to go and like completely blow up the company again like you did in AEW. So let's just put you to the test. But surely these tests might only end up leading to the inevitable blow up, and they can't really go like, say, when they did 7 things or whatever down the line to them.
While we're talking in these terms as well, if we're to view, and I do a little bit, the complete failure of this John Cena run as something that, maybe I'm being too generous to Triple H here and he's lost his book in fastball. Triple H allowing this to be as bad as it is because somewhere out there he believes this to be some kind of chess match with The Rock. And he's like, this John Cena failure is on you, Dwayne. It's not on me. And Cena is being allowed to go out there and tank everything and nobody's fixing it and nobody's making it any better, least of all John Cena. CM Punk is kind of, if you really break it down, one of Triple H's best soldiers out there at the moment.
Yeah.
He's going to go out there and call Cena, like, for the kind of lousy, phony champion he is. He's going to go out there and call The Rock anytime you want him to. Bald fraud. He seems to be the one guy completely fearless in the face of Dwayne Johnson. And he's got the fire in his eyes when he does it. And it's electrifying, if you'll pardon the pun, to watch Punk do that. So it's what a state of affairs that, like, CM Punk is one of Triple H's best weapons in his turf war with The Rock. So Triple H going...
The enemy of my enemy.
Yeah, Punk being like, right, I'm ready. I'm going to get that match out of John. This run's not going to be a total bust. Like, it's me. I know I can do this. Triple H's like, well, like, if you are SDB over there, I'll make it so that people don't think it's your fault. You just worry about yourself. Keep yourself over. Don't worry about John.
Keep it in third gear.
Yeah. Don't worry about John. I need you for Mania. And Punk's like, got you, boss. And then like, there's a lot of moving parts in this WWE at the moment. I think
the Night of Champions thing wasn't lost on me either. That's funny.
Yeah,
like, that is very funny considering like if that's another test of Paul's. Like, well, what happened the last time you two were hanging about at Night of Champions? Oh yeah, that's right.
Pedigreed your race.
I want to give a shout out to John Harrison, he of the WrestleCulture theme song, of course.
Hey, John.
Who says, cheers and happy Friday, boys. Sending massive love from Download Festival. Lost count of how many beers I've had. Have a good one, chaps. Hope you're having a great time there, John. I've been to a festival for years.
I was at like a day one the other week, and it was very, very nice. It's a young person's game more than a 40-year-old's at this point. But I never went to Download. Like, there would have been 1 year I would have gone, but otherwise, lineup-wise, too many scary bands.
Too many scary
bands. Rather the ones I like.
I don't think you would have been so keen to get in the mosh pits of them ones. Like,
no. The close I went to Leeds in 2001, and it was full of bands that would later went Download because it was a new metal British rock boom. But I don't like getting kicked in the head.
It's not ideal, is it?
No.
I mean, it doesn't do great things for your body. I was going to say something then. I can't think what it was now. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Well, whilst you're thinking about that, I want to give another shout out to Matt Rains, who says, having watched Dante's videos for a few years, that's the guy we were alluding to, he was very much into the Fed and not much else. Feels like a genuine passion discovered IMO. So fair enough. Also, look out for photos tomorrow.
I don't know any of these things. So.
As the wonderful Scott Carlson and I and our wives go out on the drink for the day.
Nice.
Hey, that's cool.
That's awesome. I seem to remember last time that got a little bit squiffy.
I feel like there's a little bit of mirror in there as well. If it was like me and Sidge, because Scott Carlson is a man of quite refined taste. And Matt Rains just skulls pints. And that, I think that'd be like sort of me and Sidge.
And which one are you in this?
Yeah, I think we all know that I'm my best friend. That'd be me and Sidge in a cocktail bar.
It's a really nice cocktail.
Yeah. Here's another one. Here's another one.
But that one's a big glass of drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's more.
Hi to Cameron Luxton, who says, good evening. It's currently 11 p.m. here in the Better, Newcastle.
Can't we still be doing this, Cameron?
Got to be up in 3 hours to go to work. What Tim Tam was the #1 in Vegas? Hat is in use. Thank you to you, Adam Nicholas.
The number one, so I guess the more the ones that made it back, I think it's fair to say, because we didn't start on any of them until we got back. I seem to recall there being some sort of caramelly one.
I was about to say
that,
Yeah, the caramel one.
I saw Tim Tams in a shop randomly the other day.
They're live in the UK in Sainsbury's.
They're live
in
a few places, actually.
Got a taste for it now. Thank you, Cameron.
As well.
I was on the topic of festivals.
That's another.
I don't like
chocolate
topic.
one. No. Sorry.
Not a good one, though, is it?
No.
It's like in the celebrations, you're going to have topics and...
I was about to say, I'll always accept this man's love for a bounty. That's fine.
Yeah. Somebody in the house needs to eat him.
Yeah,
So that's the purpose Wilbourn
Someone's got to have him. It is what it is.
Just call me the bin.
I was messaging Michael Hamflett yesterday because it wasn't a festival, but I accidentally ended up stumbling into a festival yesterday almost.
Oh, yeah. Right?
Because as I left my house after a day of working from home, it was hot. I just wanted to go for a stroll. Enjoy the weather.
Yeah.
Enjoy my city. You know, there it is. The beautiful Newcastle upon Tyne. Thank you very much. I couldn't do that. Well, I could do that, but it wasn't necessarily to my taste. I wanted to leave my house and go to this nice little bar that I like to go on to quietly frequent. A little quick beer. I made some good life choices here, didn't I? And as I got out the door, and everyone is going to take this the wrong way who loves him, and it's tough. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I can guess.
I walked out of my house and I was like, what the hell's going on? Is there a Newcastle play tonight? It's like, is it the Cellar Cup? Is there a friendly? No, it wasn't. It was everybody who's ever been created in the city of Newcastle ever, wearing a black and white top, marching their way around town, progressively more drunk, with the end goal being St. James's Park for the Sam Fender gig that was happening that night. Now, I'm not a Sam Fender guy, but I guess the people like what they like, and I like that. But what about what I like?
My Thursday evening.
What about my quiet drink where I wanted to just go to this bar, which shall remain nameless because I don't want the rest of you coming either. And I just wanted to say, when I got in, I was like, maybe it'll still be okay because it doesn't really seem like it should be one that's on the beaten track. No, it was just full. It's just absolutely full to the brim.
Round 2 as
Sam
well,
Fender fans. Yeah, I'm assuming it's all weekend, is it?
Oh, God, is it a whole weekend?
It must be like a 3 or 4 date thing, or maybe it's just 2 days.
But Thursday night tomorrow, I'm going to have to change my plans.
I could be wrong.
My name's Eliza Mayenda. I hate Sam Fender.
My youngest has never heard a song by Sam Fender, but we bumped into some people that we knew were going to the gig yesterday. No. And he was like, where are they going? I was like, oh, well.
Let me tell you.
Well, Joshua, they're actually going to see Sam Fender. And he goes, Sam Fender? I hate Sam Fender. And I was like, even Eliza Mayenda.
That's you. It's like that Lion King meme with Josh just holding that. That is where You just never go.
Yeah.
The Sam Fender's gig.
It's been a big week for that sort of thing. Logging on our family Netflix and seeing he changed his profile picture to the Cody Rhodes image.
Wow.
Saw that, yeah.
Cody
Proud dad moment, that.
Well, yeah, Cody returning's brought him back to the Fed. Like, I went in last night to say, like, TV
Hey,
off.
you like what you like?
Yeah, like TV off, and I said, I wish I'd seen it in time because he was turned off that quick. I was like, I didn't realise you were watching that. You could have left it on. Which one were you watching? He said, it was SD, Dad, because it must have been shortened on Netflix to SmackDown. I was like, watching Cody's return on last week's SmackDown. Nice. I was like, turn that back on. You've just got yourself an hour's more TV.
Hey, you son, you can stay up all night. Here's some cereal.
Charlie's watching a film. Turn that off.
Yeah,
It's school night.
Go to bed, Charlie. Here's your cereal.
I got cinema for you.
Right, up, my precious
I
son.
got the glass on Charlie's wall. Boom, let's go. Ignite. Get that off.
Come here, son. We'll bleach your hair blonde. Come on, Josh. There you go.
Speaking of returns, R-Truth returned as Ron Killings at Money in the Bank. Another thing we haven't got your thoughts on. What do you make of? I think everyone. Did you see the Big E reaction to it? Or
I haven't seen Biggie's. Was it like a video or was it a...
Yeah, he was on the
panel,
wasn't he?
Yeah.
Just obviously
Right.
the camera's going
So
and
he
he was
didn't
buzzing
know.
about it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It's I'm very pleased that they've turned it around for him. I know I don't sound enthusiastic. That's not. It's just yes, end goal good. I guess like you know, everybody should be happy. The people who work with them will be happy that they've changed that plan. Just admit you got it wrong.
Yeah,
It's the only
wasn't
thing
the
for
plan
me.
all along, was it? Let's be honest.
Like, of course, if anybody thinks that was the plan all along, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. But it does just no way that was the plan. Even if they thought maybe they could just put him in TNA for a bit and then if he decided to come back around at some point. Just for once. Show some ass. Do you know what I mean?
the win,
it's not the way. It's just not the way
Every
they do
time.
it. It's not the way they do it. I am intrigued though by genuinely. I watched that promo from Raw and I was like, I'm leaning in.
You have my attention, sir.
I'm leaning in because that's what it should do.
Yeah.
Evan and Jeff on like Busted Open or something, saying like, you know, I'm not just like the fun-loving R-Truth, which I think is the right call to do. A, because of the obvious reason we talked about throughout the week of like, well, when he goes to do anything else, not that he would need to, but if he wants to, he can be. He doesn't have to be the wrestler formerly known as R-Truth. Yeah. People would know him as Ron Killings on the Indies. And B, like, I think had he just come back and been like, hey, I'm R-Truth again, guys, I'm back. People would have been like, yay. And then about 4 weeks in, they'd be like,
now what?
he's still the light relief, and we still love him, but now he's doing something.
But maybe that was part of it, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, like Nick Khan had to go and get him right because he basically wasn't answering the phone, which I think is, fair play to him, so he should. But then I'm sure he must have said, well, you know what I've always wanted to do is this. And now here would be the perfect jumping off point because you could still get like it was all part of the story, guys.
Aye.
But I get to be this character I actually want to have a go at, which is cool.
It is. There was the what I think is interesting at the moment, and I kind of welcome it because I've lost a bit of trust in the WWE process. So something upsetting the original plans is not necessarily something I'm against. Maybe sometimes you want to be reactive to the circumstances thrown your way rather than follow through with your plan. R-Truth coming back for the main event of Money in the Bank obviously wasn't the plan 7 days before that because it wasn't released or whatever. Something was different. Something else was going to happen that ultimately played out. Cody still pinned Cena, and you would assume that would have occurred. Does Seth Rollins potentially factoring into the Punk Cena match at Night of Champions now that he seems to be teasing that with his briefcase? Does that mean that if Cena doesn't leave Night of Champions as champion, and let's say Seth and Punk have the belt for SummerSlam, does that mean that CM Punk has been used as a setup guy for R-Truth in terms of the John Cena story of 2025 in a total reversal of R-Truth being the setup guy for John Cena all the way back in 2011, that table match that was won by...
I think it was funny, he referenced it in the promo,
Like, I don't know if Ron Killings now is going to be programmed away from John Cena, but it doesn't feel like finished business anymore, does it?
No.
Like he's returned at Cena's expense. There will be either a receipt from Cena or a further attack from Ron Killings who wants to... He said, like, he's a babyface, but he's not going to be the laughing, joking guy anymore. There's some serious business to take care of. Like, I think there's another Cena Killings match.
Yeah.
And it could be SummerSlam. If they keep this Killings character hot, there's an argument for it being Cena at SummerSlam, especially if Cena's not got the belt.
Big if.
It's a big if.
And also, when are we imagining his dates run out? And are we imagining maybe he's going to let him run down, they're going to do something, like he's either going to just change his mind or what? That's a lot. It's not that many dates.
Short-term contract. Oh, Cena's dates.
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
Oh, truth, I mean Cena's, yeah.
Yeah,
Which
I don't know.
I'm really into the gimmick.
It could be a babyface thing, couldn't it? It'd be like, I know this is meant to be my last night with the company. He loses the title, turns babyface. He's like, I know this is meant to be my last night in the company, but go on then. I'll take you to the Yeah.
They need to do. It's got to be big. Whatever the swing is when they want him to end his career as a babyface. After this, it's got to be a big one.
Yeah,
like
I think surely they'll let those dates run out to the point of confusion and people are like, what the hell? Like this can't be it.
It's ending at NXT Halloween, have it?
It's ended on an advert for Slim Jim. What? And then he's like, you know what? I owe you dates. I can see him doing that. I owe you dates. I wasted them all. Stupid pursuit of this thing. Interesting, though.
And you're sometimes boy, I think, Seth Rollins is Mr. Money in the Bank again.
Whoa. It's his sometimes boy.
You like Colby?
He's a situational Seth guy.
Do you like Colby?
I don't dislike him. I nothing him.
Did you like him before?
I loved him.
Yeah.
He got me back into wrestling, but then he broke my heart, and I don't fall for the same shit twice. So
okay.
Idiot.
As opposed to me.
As opposed to you.
Fall through it based on the seasons.
I fully think that he has done loads. Like I get why people might not like him. I get why people might find him cheesy. I get why people might find his matches a bit boring in the formula, a bit like whatever. But that stuff doesn't necessarily bother me that much. The amount of stuff he's done for the last 2.5 years to like help get other people over, help make other things feel big. He deserves to go and get a shot at the big belt. The problem is, I'm getting that it's the familiar feeling of like it's Seth on top. And it's a weird...
It's not drawing, apparently.
No, it's not, yeah.
I really like it.
I think it's worth sticking with.
I think the visual of them is well worth it. I think the necklace alone is worth it. I do like that necklace. It just depends on how they do this. Because if they just copy and paste previous heel Seths we've had, it's a tough ask. Even heel Seth that I loved because he was a great wrestler wasn't really right, was it? Because it's like I loved him. I didn't hate him because he was. Do you know what I mean? Like I was watching his matches. I just got back in. I was thinking, I want to see that guy win.
Yeah,
which is not what I'm technically supposed to be thinking. It kind of didn't he was an incredible wrestler, but he was supposed to be a heel, and he's doing some of the best moves I've ever seen. And I'm like, when I had been back in wrestling long enough, I was like, oh yeah, that probably didn't work, but he did it. So he does the other side of it.
So can he reach a point where everybody dislikes him, not just people that are sick of him, for example? Yeah. Just like
it's a weird one because he probably tries to pull him back. And then
the music's going to go. And he's dialing back the outfits and all the stuff that he knows people like. Which you've got to.
Yeah.
Because you're right. Otherwise, you just find yourself at WrestleMania in a year's time, massive bombastic gear and and it's like, well, what was the last 12 months for?
It's like you really do got to. I think watching MJF doing Lucha Libre stuff. And remembering how classy he is as a wrestler reminds you of how much he does not do on a daily basis. Yeah. Right? Like, you've got to find that little middle ground. He'll always be a former lover of mine, Seth Rollins, but he'll always be Colby.
A nod across a crowded room.
Yeah. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Bitch.
I am really into it, and I'm just like, because of all the... you're talking about needing a new tree. This, for me, is the new tree because it's like you've got the whole... What the hell happens with Bronson Reed going forward? Bron Breakker's obvious. We talked about Ricky Saints being potentially added into the group on the news. You've got Punk. You've got potentially Cody with whatever he whispered to Cody on the SmackDown, I think it was. And then, obviously, you've got Roman Reigns as the big question mark, too.
Seth's an interesting conditional tree, if only because... I think the real tree is Bron and Jacob. I think the tree is the fact that they keep pairing these two off together. There's already been the hint of a little stable war where it's like, no, we're going to keep ourselves on these sides right now. Jacob's the baby face now. So the more damage he's done to various heels on SmackDown by Rumble season, the more Bron might be starting to get not sick of Seth, but just a bit like, I could be out of his shadow by now. And then he sees what Jacob's done and looks and thinks, hang on. Yeah, we're supposed to be the same, you and I. Like that, for me, feels closer to tree status. But Seth as a conditional tree is a good one because of the stuff with Roman and now Cody. I was watching, again, my youngest asked to watch the Cody Rhodes Bruise match, the Hell in a Cell one. And then he asked why. It took us down a dusty road because he asked why Seth was in the polka dots. I was like, well, that's what Cody's dad used to wear. And he was like, oh, can I have a look? And I showed him Dusty Rhodes. And he was like, wow, he's massive. I was like, yeah, he was a massive star and all this. And because why was that? It's because he'd watched Goldust versus Shawn Michaels from the Vault with me. It was a ladder match.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And he actually spotted, he was like, he looks like Cody. I was like, son, yes, he does, because he's his older brother. There are all these things happening. He wanted to see a ladder match because he was getting excited for Money in the Bank.
Was this at 11 o'clock at night by any chance?
I'd lost track.
It's like when
you know what, Dad? Tell me more about this thing I know you're passionate about.
When you were a kid and you were like sat downstairs and you're watching like, I don't know, for some reason, Golden Eyes in my head, right? And you look at the clock and you're like, it's like, I don't know, 9 o'clock.
Oh my God, it's gone past. It's gone past.
Just stay still.
Oh,
then I can stay up. He's just gone, right, well, as long as I keeps talking to Dad about the Fed.
But if he does it like 5 minutes before, so it's not like...
If
you do it after the fact, they go, hang on,
tell me about the Fed, Dad. No.
You had your chance, you blew it.
He picks his moments. But we're watching that, and it did occur to me then, from 2022, a very different WWE. The last time, ultimately, like Cody would be under Vince's purview as a booker. But that match holds up, is the long story short there. And him and Seth... If you were going to, a bit like we were just talking about Omega Okada, not in terms of quality of matches, but if you were to do the video and you were to use everything that sort of folded into WrestleMania 40 and a lot of the stuff that Seth took pelters for, he rocks up, he doesn't even get him moving, but what a difference he makes for Cody and all that. I think there's a lot of juice you can squeeze from that fruit with Cody and Seth brand new. It's a bit like how I'm patient for one more Seth and Punk match, because now at long last the dynamic is crystal clear. Seth is the heel. Punk is the babyface. Fine. Do one more singles if you absolutely bloody have to. With Cody and Seth, it'd be like starting again, I think.
With Seth being... I thought it was the right call. I know some people wanted like LA Knight to win it. Not for me. Out of everyone in that match, Seth was, I don't know, by the betting standards as well, was the clear winner for the right reasons and the good... this can be sometimes just like, oh, bollocks, it's May. You have it, or June, or whatever. You have it, and we'll just work out what we're doing in the future. It feels like... Right, this is a great catalyst to get Seth in the right position or to be that constant threat.
There is a plan.
Rather than just like winning matches and the GM's like, not a title match yet, actually, or whatever that wants to be. But switching gears to the women's, I haven't heard a single complaint. It is weird to talk about this with regards to Naomi because I think she's been sensational since she turned heel. And I saw people saying this online because there was a big outpouring of support, understandably. Again, right call for me, who won women's Money in the Bank. But like for someone who's won the world title in her home state at WrestleMania, it is weird to say, is this Naomi's best year ever?
And this is not just a comparison because she's married into the family here, but it's not that different a comparison to something like a Jey Uso, really, is it? That, where are we now, 2025, that like 15 years for the Usos and 10 plus for Naomi, it's hardly this straight line of progression. Like that 2010s WWE under brain dead era Vince McMahon has a lot to answer for in terms of how we view wrestler trajectories, because nothing is like it used to be. I was thinking about who was it I was looking at? I was watching old tape recently of, it was the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase leaving WWF, right? And there's a guy, he leaves, Austin loses, and he's out the company, right? Off to WCW he goes. And his whole run had been like 8 years. And now Bronson Reed's on 6.
Really?
And it's just like, this is the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. These people were cornerstones in your mind as a kid, and now Bronson Reed will definitely top that. He's got 2 more years, and he'll have been in there longer than Ted DiBiase. All the R-Truth conversation last week was on like, God, like 18 years, whatever it is. Like, The Miz, if this comes to an end, another nearly a 2-decade guy. Stuff just like, trajectories look like the sort of the heart pattern on a monitor in a hospital. Like Naomi has been up and down and up and down, but she left the company like to go to TNA. You have the 2020 Royal Rumble where the pop happened, where people went, well, now you push her, and nothing happened. That was 5 years ago. It was longer ago than the entirety of The Rock's run on top. Like that pop. So like it's just like,
and even when she had the belt, it was that era where it was just everybody gets a turn really in the women's division. Where
I think people remember was the fact she put the lights on it and it looked pretty cool. It's just. You can't, it's only happening now because really this started when she returned off that time away, that Rumble.
Even then, no. I seem to recall these lads doing what they're going to do with AJ Styles and Naomi. And they weren't doing anything.
Nah.
Yeah.
And you were doing the trajectory for a while and they did do nothing.
Yeah. It was the Jade Cargill attack, wasn't it, that felt like the And I don't sense that they backburned Naomi with that in mind. I think it was Jade's going, let's try and make Naomi here. And it's worked. And she's thrown herself into it as well. But what happens if whatever the reason for Jade Cargill's absence was then, an injury or something possibly, what if that doesn't happen? This feels as much like Naomi grabbing an opportunity with both hands and getting over to the point where, she was kind of undeniable, really.
Yeah, it feels like, if you're booking the men's world title matches at WrestleMania next year, for example, we can probably get it down to 8 names, let's say. Mm-hmm. Women's right now, you can go on Legacy and talk about Becky and Charlotte and Bayley and people like that. But right now, like, let's say she cashes in tonight on SmackDown, I wouldn't sit here and say, well, she won't be champion by WrestleMania time. I could see it. She's just so good.
And Triple H likes his long title runs as well, doesn't he? Like, Jey Uso losing on Raw, I think, unless I'm forgetting. I feel like that's the first world title change Triple H has done in the men's division that wasn't at a Mania or a SummerSlam.
Ooh.
A large one.
Yeah, like Cody beats Roman, Cena beats Cody. That's the only two changes.
I was going to say that.
That's it. Like,
it's easy to keep track of, yeah.
Gunther defeated, who did he win the world title off? That'll come back.
Priest.
Damian Priest at SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. Priest cashed in at WrestleMania. The world title before that was Seth's. So yeah, Seth's slightly different, but it's because they just introduced it. And you remember that promo where he didn't really want to. This is a belt as well. I'm the game. See you later. Like the belt.
Oh, was that Night of Champions?
It was Saudi. I know that much. I can't remember if they branded it something different. But
I think it might be Night of Champions.
Night of Champions. Yeah.
I think it might have been
May 2023. So yeah, like this was out of character for Triple H, certainly. So maybe he's starting to divert from his patterns somewhat.
His formula.
Yeah.
Paul's formula.
Not before time.
Yeah, Jesus.
Before we get to this week's hashtag Bloody Good quiz, I want to circle back to AEW All In and give a shout out to Steve Nikolakopoulos. That's his name, and I'm sticking with it.
Yep.
Michael, Adam, and Adam on WhatCulture. What is this? A crossover episode? Says Steve. Hi, handsome gents. Could the Hurt Syndicate win the Trios titles at All In? Feels like the hottest trio in AEW, let's be honest. The Ops.
Mate.
Unless something this week.
I thought that was the Death Riders, yeah. Yeah, if you want. Like,
yeah, I have to say my enthusiasm for those Trios titles it's not really high.
Yeah.
It would work. It would be a good way to do it. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Loads of belts.
And actually, maybe, would you go with the twist of who would you have in as the 3, is what I mean. Like, or would you just say any of them can...
Oh, Freebird.
Freebird rule, yeah.
Have just...
I mean...
You know what I mean? Like, say, like the...
MJF winning the belts, albeit through cheating or through somebody else's efforts, it's a visual you can see, isn't it?
Putting the belt on Bobby.
Yeah, him falling on top for the win.
Yeah.
And
well, I'm thinking him putting the belt on MV, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
give him one
like,
yeah.
Trying to get him sweet, because there's been a lot of that weird...
I like that.
Weird tension there with MVP being like, shut up. Shut up, I'm talking. Shut up.
I don't like the Trios belts or the division or the Ops. So the Hurt Syndicate will be fine for me.
I'm not like super excited about them, but they look like having a good time.
It's rather than the Death Riders.
The Ops work. I think the Ops work better in a AEW that's firing the way it is at the moment.
Yeah.
I think they are the idea of them is something of a relic of a different time. I
didn't say I had high stocks in any of that. I just said I like the people who's in it, and I like that they're having a good time. It's a lot more than you can say for some of the others.
I don't think it's a hot take to say that AEW so far in the existence of the Trios belts haven't been able to simultaneously book good Trios and tag divisions. I think it's been one or the other.
Yes.
They've never had both since those Trios belts came along. I don't think they were a good idea at the time, and I still don't. I think they were an excuse for a particular style they wanted to put on Dynamite once a week, and then it's gotten lost because you've got enough of that in other multi-man matches. I just don't feel
it's hard to do. No, it's hard to have a big... Like I said, it's hard to put stock in them, because even really the launch was a little wobbly, wasn't it? Like, for obvious reasons. Like...
Fun reasons.
Yeah.
They win them and then immediately disappear.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, they won the belts and then they were just off TV with no explanation as to why.
Yeah.
Very feared for their lives, if anything.
Yeah. They went off to do other things and then came back, obviously.
Yes.
That's the WWE way, isn't it? Like, you've gone off to explore the world.
That's right.
Like, go and see other stuff. And then you came back a more well-rounded person.
I mean, the Young Bucks are certainly trying to kick those down.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, enough of all this. It's now time for a Bloody Good Quiz. And this week's quiz is brought to you by the lovely Mimi Burris, who in the chat says, hello, happy Friday, have a great weekend, guys. Can we expect any quizzes soon? # bring back the chase. I did enjoy doing the chase when we did that with Miller.
You mean
the scaffolding?
I was going to say, boy, are you in luck, Mimi, because there's a quiz happening right now. But I understand what you mean now, yes.
We enjoyed them. I mean, it's not my favourite quiz we've ever done.
No.
That would be obviously wrestling catchphrase.
Yeah, of course it would. I can't put my finger on it. Who was the first ever winner of wrestling catchphrase?
Is that you, Hamflett?
It wasn't me.
Was it you?
No, I was hosting.
No,
if I
you
remember
were
rightly,
hosting. Yeah, that's right. It was me.
What was the winning catchphrase?
First try.
What was a winning catchphrase?
I said, suck a dick, dumb shit. That was my catchphrase. You mean what was the winning catchphrase?
How did Phil act that out or whatever it was? For the clip?
Phil and Wilbourn, come on. They both
how did they act out that catchphrase?
Come back to WrestleCulture after hours to find out.
There was obviously you smell what the Rock's cooking. Because me and Phil in the old office went outside and took a picture of a rock with a hat on it, a chef's hat on it.
Yeah, I remember that.
I can do this now. It's been long enough since we did that.
Go on.
I think if you remember rightly what I'll tell you. It's been long enough since that quiz came out, right? So I can drop this bit of knowledge. Hilariously, we were doing the quiz, right? All live, by the way, all being filmed live. Yeah. We were doing the quiz. And we were going through, and we reached this point where I was answering them. It was like a rapid fire round at the end.
Oh, yes. It's like super catchphrase. You have to go
on. Super catchphrase.
The pyramid. Yes.
And I was firing over, and basically. And then I got to the end, and Phil was just like, you didn't make it. And I was like, what? I was like, I did. And it was like, you just fell short.
I wasn't scoring because I'm just doing the
questions. And he's just doing the questions. So I'm like, and then there was this moment where it was like, Phil went, oh, no, you did. And we had to basically
gimmick it.
We had to gimmick it. So basically, we had to stop it, right? Well, obviously, I've won. I had won fair and square. I'd done it. It was all good.
I forgot about this.
And then we had to stop it. Phil had to tally them up and go, crap, he did actually do it. And I was like, well, we can't. So we basically had to go back and just do the celebration.
Do the last question. The last question. It was like time-wise, wasn't it? It was like the last second he gets one, and it's like,
So if you go back and watch that quiz, as much as I'd like to tell you my joy was genuine, it was like we always have to put it on. It was
Judge Nicholas is an actor.
Yeah,
wrestling catchphrase.
I mean, if you watch it back, you'll know. But you'll watch it now, knowing that.
Yeah,
so I've already tainted your vision on that Oscar-worthy performance of mine.
This reminds me of the first time I saw like a shoot interview as a teenage wrestling fan.
This ain't what was at work.
Yeah, to me it's fine because this is like late show stuff or something. And you'd be like, it's okay, you gotta get another shot. But the show was genuine. All the build up until the end was genuine.
Yes,
but
just
then unfortunately, just the finish.
Matt Rains says second best acting job Nicholas has done. Superman pose on his couch during COVID was pretty spot on.
I mean, that was good.
That was wrestling charades when Phil went out to walk his dog and the sound died on live stream, which we couldn't stop.
Yeah. I did a good bruiserweight that day as well, but nobody ever talks about that, so I guess it wasn't good enough.
I've still got a screenshot of that somewhere.
I've still got screenshots of them as well.
Yeah. Me just sniffing a shoe for snit.
Oh, yeah.
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 It's all good stuff. Anyway, quiz. Yeah.
Sorry, quiz.
So we will try. I just messaged just say remember how awful his time was, and I played him a snapshot of a record that used to play on Six Music 4 times a day. And and you had to listen to this because if you took your headphones out, all you could hear was like your family arguing with each other. We both agreed that today is better.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
Happy Friday, everyone.
March, April 2020. It got no worse.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, be glad of living in the now because you could be living in March, April 2020. QT Marshall's gym's starting to look pretty bleak. The performance centre's looking even worse. And we've only just gotten started.
I've got to say, I think me and him are going to fall in the same bracket here. Aside from, obviously, I understand. You two were in the trenches. I understand that. Yeah. But the beginning of it was like, and I managed to get a year out of it of like, if I had just like fill this with things I like and don't have to do things I don't want to do, maybe it'll be all right. And for a year, I did some of the best TV watching I've ever done. I saw so many films I'd never got around to watching. I read some books. I did all those things like everybody. But then eventually, I got bored. I was doing the things like, I don't want to do these though. I've done them already.
I wonder if like
just drinking though.
For the
outside anyway, because I did a lot of that inside.
I do remember. I do remember thinking, obviously it's all terrible and what have you, but like you say,
very bad.
me and Anne-Louise were kind of just like, we just do our jobs. We come down and like have a coffee in the kitchen together. And I was like, some nice little moments in there. And nothing's really changed. And then there was like a window, obviously, in the summer where it was like, hey, you can see people a little bit. And we had a Barbie at mine, and it was like around my birthday. And I was like, everything's exactly the same as it was. And someone took a photo, and I didn't realize. And I was like, great to see you post it. I was like, oh no, I've gone that way. I've just not realised that I've just gone, strangely enough, not being allowed to leave the house. And I was like, not exactly going to be there doing my own workout regime. I've just been laying on the sofa going, just watching these shows and eat all the Skittles Chewies I can, I think.
I feel that because if I hadn't been running in the pandemic.
Yeah, I did do that.
Like, do you know when you think we talk about this often with sorry, I know you want a quiz, but you just have to wait, aren't you? Just wait longer.
Pandemic memories.
but no more stings before we do bit. Just do your bits, right?
I agree with this.
The three of you have gone wild at this point.
I do not engage.
There's not enough sounds in the world for these bits, right? Just stop it. Stop it. If you press a button, I ain't staying for the quiz.
Okay.
That's the deal.
Try
me. I've lost all trail of thought now.
I wonder if Trench...
I would have ended up the same if I hadn't been running, because I ate
Trench
so much.
I'm trying to think back to if like there would have been a bit of a flip reverse of that. Like you making the point there, it was about a year when you hit your expiration point of... And I remember us talking through that when we were recording Podcast Horseman, where you were like...
Is that still available anyway?
It's available wherever you get your podcasts. And... please listen beyond the pilot, because a bunch of you are going in for that, and then I've seen the numbers.
Ironically, the worst episode.
Yeah,
because we sound like
improves.
little babies, and I think about how good we are at the end. And
we know it improves. Yeah. But I remember that period. I remember you sort of say, I'm hitting a wall, Hamflett.
It was when we had to go back in.
And I wonder if
it's when we had to go back in. I was like, we had to go back in, and I couldn't go out for a run because it was freezing. There was loads of snow everywhere. Yeah. It was Baltic. You couldn't do it. Yeah. It was impossible.
There was definitely a period around then, maybe like February, March, where like the schools opened up, for example. And I wonder if that was like the Trench parents period of, now it might be all right. This is a reprieve to such an extent where like we might be getting a breather in the day where like there's just two of us in the house between the hours of 9 and 5. We might come to like one another again. Like,
one day later.
Yeah.
I'm home.
Oh yeah, that was rough. That was how I caught COVID.
I've got to say, I've got a lot of respect for the people who did it with other people, because I was like, you can't handle your moods on them days, could you? Yeah. And when you're with other people who couldn't handle their moods on that day, I'm sure there were a lot of fallouts.
I will never sit here and profess to be like an expert on marriage or anything like that. Marriage is hard and it's great and it's all that sort of stuff. But I do like the pandemic as the new like bar. You know, like if you're having like a rough patch or it's tricky times that everyone experiences, like, but there was that and we survived that. So is this as bad as that? No. Yeah. So I guess I'm going to have to stop whining and I've lost another argument. That'll be sort of...
You win again.
Yeah,
I
because
guess.
You're right. It's not as bad as a global lockdown. Fine. But it's...
Oh, you just had that in your back pocket the whole time.
There is something to that. The old COVID receipt.
Yeah, something about that, isn't there?
I did watch a lot of films when I had COVID. That wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
Couldn't smell or taste anything. But I really started working through Netflix.
But you don't need smell and taste for movies, Michael.
Yeah. That's true.
All the Fed at the time.
No, Royal Rumble 2021. Yeah. Drew McIntyre getting bollocks by
I'm
Bill
not doing
Goldberg.
this list. Come on, you want to do this quiz? Let's do the quiz.
Sorry.
Yes, all about wrestling animals. Because of Mr. Iguana.
Did you already do your theme song or not? For the quiz?
No.
Oh, yeah, the Sting. Yeah, I did all right that already. I don't want to press too many buttons. Yeah,
it's okay.
10 questions all about wrestling animals.
I mean, we had a good quiz about animals the other week, but whatever.
Oh, I forgot, but I wasn't here for this. Maybe I had a chance to listen back to it. I'll do that, and then I'll probably get around to watching Dynamite after that or something. But
I wasn't ready for this today.
10 questions. Multiple choice.
That's an animal. That's an animal.
Oh, we had any submissions yet?
No.
So I'll draw an animal and tell you
if you want to know if something's an animal, send us an animal and we'll tell you if that's an animal.
Now that's what I call an animal. 2025. Come on then, let's do this quiz.
Usual rules, shout your name, wait for me to come to you. Remember, guys, it's just for fun.
Just for fun.
Just for fun. And actually, the loser has to go into lockdown for 6 months. Question number 1.
Oh, good. Right, come on then, let's get this one. Enjoy the podcast without me, fellas.
Nice, easy one to start. At which pay-per-view did the Kennel from Hell match take place?
Joy.
Was it Fully Loaded, Unforgiven, No Mercy, or Barklash?
See what he's done there?
I'd like that very much. Hamflett, it's Unforgiven.
Yay!
Unforgiven. Question number 2. Who is the last wrestler beaten by the Cobra on WWE television?
Oh, Jesus.
Was it Heath Slater, Damian Sandow, Bo Dallas, or Chavo Guerrero?
Who were the options again, sorry?
Heath Slater, Damian Sandow, Bo Dallas, or Chavo Guerrero? Getting hit with the old Cobra.
When was he last back, though?
Well,
This is it.
be on his way back. He's got a little door there.
Yeah,
Get out of the way if the inspiration are coming through, by the way. Yes, thank you to everyone who sent that to me.
Santino and Mr. Iguana at WrestleMania?
Yeah,
Is
that's...
that what you think they're going for?
I mean, they could.
And Mick Foley is a special guest referee?
They might.
Hey, we've all got socks on our hands.
You know what? While I'm there, I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
So
If you were in the place for it, yeah. I don't know. Nicholas A.
Heath Slater,
Yeah, why not?
No, dear, that's wrong.
Hamflett B.
Damian Sandow.
Yeah,
Hey, look at that.
knew that.
Knew that.
Question number 3.
It was in there.
What animal did Bruno Sammartino once wrestle? Was it a bear, a sloth,
Coyote.
an orangutan, or a dolphin?
Ooh, slippery little bugger.
Yeah.
So,
Looks like my bloody blowhole.
so put your finger in me. Oh, hang on.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. Keep going. Keep going.
Bear, sloth, orangutan,
Can
or
you,
dolphin?
just that while we're thinking of that, can you do a dolphin impression? Do you have one?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's okay. Is it?
I think.
Dolphin having sex?
Oh my
More of a
God.
visual thing, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Well, the podcast listeners.
Why is
Imagine
the
you-
William William Regal, says Brian of the
Actually-
SmackDown Photoshop.
imagine you choking on a berry.
Big Bobby Belly.
Big Bobby and Tommy.
Pissing out my blowhole.
Hamflett, I'll go with a bear.
The bear.
No, dear,
Bear
that's
worked a lot of,
wrong.
a lot of towns in Canada.
Yeah. I asked my dad about that. He knows all about
He does
bears,
know a lot
doesn't he?
about Terrible
Wrestling
Ted.
bears.
He's done his
He loves
homework.
that.
So your options are.
So funny that.
This is
Happy
great.
Father's Day this Sunday. Not,
yeah.
not to you or even to me, but to Nicholas's dad,
I mean,
who I
feel
did a
like
shot with out of a
this
world
report-
title belt in Hitman's bar. And Nicholas's dad went to the trouble of literally doing his homework on the Hart family in order to engage in
I
conversation
was
with me, and I couldn't have felt happier about
lovely.
that.
Disgusted by this behaviour.
You need to meet Nicholas's dad, because then this man right here makes even more sense than he already does.
He
It
was
is
sitting
remarkable.
on the couch while I was getting ready to go out. I could just see him sipping up Wikipedia
That's lovely.
and going to me his partner.
Bring him to
like-
Vegas.
And the two of them were talking
Yes,
about
bring
it.
him to Vegas.
They were going like, I won't have to tempt him. He would go. The two of them were like, "Oh, did you know this? This championship he's won." I'm like, "What the is going on in my living room?" Not even my living room. It's like, I'm going to kill you. Adam, did you know this? Yes. Yes, I did know this.
Doug, we will
Yes,
have a
Dad.
pint in the ship and anchor again.
Oh, hello. That's the dolphin's
There's a
blowhole.
dolphin in my coffee. We will have a pint again. How did that happen?
You put the dolphin in the coffee. Sorry.
Your options are sloth, orangutan, or dolphin.
Dolphin. We've come this far with a dolphin. Why not?
No, dear, that's
So
wrong.
the dolphins.
It was orangutan,
Oh,
Yeah.
which makes
bloody hell.
sloth's funny.
Put him in
John
a choke.
Cena worked it in 2025. Oh, hi to Marcel Laviolette,
Hey, Marcel.
So,
who says, one phrase, 3 words, phoner. It's always there if you need
it's in
it.
play.
It's always in play. Your boner's always in play.
Yeah. So that's still 2-0 to Hamflett. Question number 4. Shoichi Ichimiya once wrestled
Bless
a
you.
monkey in what stipulation match? Was it a ladder match, a hair versus hair match,
That's good.
a kiss my foot match, or a bra and panties match?
Do we know if the previous wrestler in this equation was a male or female?
Male, I believe.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that.
The
Quizmaster.
Wilbourn often has the fourth answer as a bit of a joke. He likes a laugh, does Adam Wilbourn. But think about this.
Who are you telling?
The PG Tips
I'm here every
adverts-
week, pal. You're just a tourist.
Yeah, that's true.
What's he on about?
The PG Tips adverts enjoyed dressing monkeys in human clothes. So a monkey in a bra and
What is
panties
it with
match.
you and animals and clothes, man? Get over it. Woof.
It really makes me laugh. Like animal, like a horse in a full suit.
Yeah.
Not just because of both horsemen, but like that's not another plug for the podcast. But there's something really funny about like you could be wearing like full clothes and then you've just got like an animal's head. You know when you see like somebody in like a horse mask at the races.
Yeah.
That really pops. I can't explain why.
It's the only way they'll give animals a pass.
Yeah.
Well,
when they're not animals, when they're humans.
The one with the dog's head on it, just punches them. Bam!
You couldn't find, you know, when there was that thing going around about like 100 men versus, was it a gorilla?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think like 100, could 100 men beat a horse in a fight? I don't think they could.
One Sunderland fan can beat a horse in a fight, mate.
I think you'll find actually.
Was it Newcastle?
Was it Newcastle fan?
Following a Sunderland derby win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They were very
They're all
mad.
the same to me.
Well, me and Nicholas are trying to make it that way.
Yeah,
that's our aim.
Trying to bring the two sides together a little bit.
Hopefully, we'll have achieved it by 2050.
Next season, I reckon.
That horse would have kicked its ass if Van didn't have his guard off.
I think the horse still does quite a bit of damage to his hand. Although he had just had a filling done.
Yeah.
Which is why he was wearing a scarf over his mouth to protect the wind from whistling off his filling.
That's right.
Totally legit. That was on the news. That was
good.
That was a news story that in an interview that happened. And I'd just been to the dentist and like my tooth was, I just had a filling, so I was trying to protect.
Before a George Mizananga horse.
Who told? Yeah, the night before was like, we're gonna nail this. This is the only story that people will believe.
Yeah.
Just cop to it. Just cop to it, mate. There's pictures of you like, Renaissance.
Yeah.
Just cop to it. What was the question again?
Oh, yeah. Shoichi Ichimiya once wrestled a monkey in what stipulation match?
Yeah,
Ladder.
You know what, Nicholas? I'll go bra and panties because that's funny, innit?
No, dear, that's wrong.
What are the other options?
Ladder, hair versus hair, kiss my foot.
Hair versus hair, yeah.
I was scared to find out what the result was.
How hairy he is, yeah.
I'd have to shave a monkey on a pay-per-view. You can't be doing that.
Or let a monkey shave you.
Well, you'd like to think the monkey goes over.
He's a minute shave you just like
yeah, God, if the monkey didn't go over, that's you can't be promoting that.
Yeah. Like one of them cats, the Siamese
Siamese cats, yeah.
Just a monkey just sitting there. Like
what happened? I lost a match.
I don't want to talk about it.
Monkey refused to sell a single thing.
Politics from the monkey.
Find this.
CM Monkey.
Yeah, that's good.
Is that good?
That's all right.
Yeah, a bit of that, are you?
Monkey in the bank. If it was a ladder match.
No, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Monkey in the bank.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I got this wrong. It was
running around making deposits or
Has the
withdrawals.
monkey got a cage match profile? Is that what you're looking for, Wilbourn?
I found a thing called Grapple Monkey, but I'm not sure if that was the same match. That was a ladder match.
I'm so sorry.
So he's worked multiple stipulations.
Possibly.
You come here for a quiz every week, and I don't know why you still do. But this is on you now at this point.
He's got clothes on.
I told you, man.
We've never advertised a good quiz. Or even a consistent quiz.
It's like Triple H when he comes back in 2002.
I mean, that's pretty good.
That's also very good.
I don't know, that's even better.
He's won the belt. He's won the big one.
With boxing gloves on as well. That's because you can't teach him. He's just going to do what he's going to do. So if he hits you, you want it to be with the gloves on rather than claw your eyes out.
Raw claw.
Thanks to Pontus Olsen, who just reminded us about Tom Wanks from last week.
Did you see Brian's tweet about this?
No.
Let me just go and find it. Hang on.
What are we at? 3-0 to you, I think?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good quiz for all of you. Yeah, I know you. This is what you want. This is what you wanted. Right. So Brian sent us a tweet that said, "No idea if WrestleCulture is happening tomorrow, but I don't want this bit to die," he said. So here are more names to make rude movie titles.
Oh, I like rude movie titles.
Don't get carried away just yet. We'll do it at the end, right?
Okay.
We need to finish the quiz because that's, he's worked hard at this quiz.
Yeah.
But we're welcome to stay for what we enjoyed last week, where it was rude movie titles. But he's gone down a different route of like the actors to star in the rude movie titles.
Good. Okay.
We have Jamie Foxx instead of Jamie Foxx. It's spelled with 2 X's, so you don't have to bleep it, Emma Bourne instead of Emma Stone.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Ethan Cock instead of Ethan Hawke.
That could be anyone.
That's route one.
That's pretty good. Morning Freeman instead of Morgan Freeman.
Good.
And Tom Poops instead of Tom Cruise. So, because
Tom Poops.
we've got more. Brad Pitt.
Good. I like that.
George Gooney instead of Cooney.
Goon, yeah.
Chris Cock instead of Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, yeah, like that.
Squirt Russell, that's
really
good.
Really good.
Instead of Kurt Russell. Ryan Garglin instead of Gosling. Samuel L. Jagoff instead of Jackson.
Yes.
And Jamie Lee Curtis instead of Curtis.
That is nice because that's like Stacks just saying her name, isn't it?
That's a podcast horseman joke, that Jamie Lee Curtis, surely like that.
Brian,
kind of
strong tweeting, Brian.
Yeah.
Question number 5. What was the name of the bear that used to wrestle for Stampede Wrestling?
Is that who it is?
Shout out to Doug.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Can I go? I'll have that one. And Nicholas. Is it there? Was Terrible Ted? Was that him?
Yeah.
There you go.
Correct. 3-1.
When my dad said the words Terrible Ted, I lost it. I was like, how dare you? He's going, no, terrible, like as if he just had known about this for years. And he's like, Terrible Ted. He's going, I'm like, this is disgraceful. This is cheating.
They've just got a legacy around it. I was like, he's done his homework. He must have like done an exam when he moved to Calgary.
He said to him about how that it was literally. I had to sit and watch him say the words to him. Oh, it's the heart. They've just got this incredible legacy and I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. I can't handle this. I can't handle this. He's been so polite, and I feel sick inside.
Now, this is an either-or question, so you get it wrong, the point will go to your opponent. Okay. Which arm of Randy Savage's did Damien bite? The left or the right?
You know this one, sure. He was called Damien. It always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I've used that thumbnail so many times, but I've flipped it multiple times for different things. I'm going to say left.
Yeah.
So,
can I borrow your glasses a second, please?
Yeah.
Can you have some?
It wasn't called Damien, actually. That was the name of the python. The cobra was never named.
I'm sorry, do it again, but do it down the camera, please. That would be for the people at home.
The cobra was never actually named. Damien was the name of the python. The first python, in fact, because the second one, after the Damien was squashed by Earthquake's big fat bum, was called Lucifer.
You see?
It's snake burgers.
Yeah.
Well, Quake burgers, actually, I think you called them.
Very good.
Because it's the Fed.
Quake and snake.
Yeah.
Question number 7. Who did Vicky Guerrero lose a Hulk pen match to at Extreme Rules 2009?
That's all you, Mike.
Was it Mae Young, Stephanie McMahon, Jillian Hall, or Santina Marella?
Hamflett. That's Santina, I think.
Yeah.
Time-wise, feels like it must have been.
That's 4-2 with 3 left. Which of these things did Teddy Hart not say he was training his dog to do? So he said he was training his dog to do 3 things, but one of these wasn't the thing. Okay. Distract a referee, carry a weapon, low blow his opponent, or lure kids out of the audience to cause a disqualification.
Teddy Hart sucks.
Yeah. I don't want anything to do with this question, but no, I still don't want anything to do with it. Go on, all you, baby.
Hamflett, we'll go with B.
Carry a weapon?
Yes.
No, dear, that's wrong.
What were the other options?
Distract the referee, low blow his opponent, or bring kids out of the audience to cause a disqualification.
First one.
Distract the referee?
Yeah.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Is it a low blow his opponent? Which means you have to get these last 2 to send everyone home.
I don't have to do anything, pal.
I
don't have to do anything.
Question number 9. Coco Beware was notorious for his parrot, Frankie. But how loud is a macaw's squawk? Is it as loud? Are you learning something with this, Chris?
Yeah.
Is it as loud as a vacuum cleaner, a chainsaw, a rock concert, or a jet engine taking off?
Love the idea that these have one set volume, all of them.
Yeah, just one.
Just one.
Yeah, we've recorded one, and that is the standard bearer for all of them. On his deathbed, like.
You've never sounded like this is me talking here, by the way. You've never sounded older than saying, see, a rock concert.
Rock concert.
One of them rock concerts, I believe.
Guys, can we go to some rock concerts together in 2025?
Sam Fender's got a concert tonight.
Maybe that's concert. A clue. It's not really in the way that I talk, so maybe it's a clue as to what the answer might be. Because I wouldn't write that, would I? I'd say rock and roll gig.
So you're saying that... just one more time, please, all the options.
Yes. How loud is a macaw's squawk? Is it as loud as a vacuum cleaner, a chainsaw, a rock concert, or a jet engine taking off? I do like jet. Ah, Jesus, I can't hear.
I don't think that would happen. I think you just zip off.
Yeah.
From the... Yes, I'm getting this feeling from the universe that it might be rock concert. Yay! All right. Wow. Incredible scenes here.
Which means it's all on question 10. Notoriously the hardest question on WrestleCulture.
It's always very, very difficult. Not many of us come out of it alive.
No. So, talking about animals in wrestling. Rhino once defended the ECW World Television title against who or whom? Which one is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Was it Chili Willy, Num Bum, Frozen Phallus, or Ice Minge? Which one are you going for?
You're better than that.
That sounds like a new character in American Gladiators. Ice Minge.
Is it?
Does it, though? Does it?
Surely they're just called Ice.
Yeah. Just call them Ice.
It's not like sort of, I don't know, what's wrong with the Gladiator? It's just steel, Peters. It's just steel.
That's why the reboot failed. We were talking about it on the SmackDown preview. They didn't add the...
Viper tits. Yeah. You don't need to add a body part after the Gladiator name. Viper tits was actually the snake that bit Randy Savage.
Okay, sorry, yeah. Chili Willy, Num Bum, Frozen Phallus, Ice Minge.
It's a toughie. As an Ice Minge would be. Yeah. Of course. I just can't.
They're both things you could ask for at the Peter Kay ice cream van.
Do you know what?
Both windows.
Let's send the people home happy. I'd like to phone a opponent, please.
Okay.
Very appropriate.
You're going to use your phoner.
I am.
As recommended by Marcel Laviolette. So, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Nicholas turns to you.
Well, not really.
On the hardest question of all,
I just want you
question
to
10.
be involved, you know.
Rhino once defended the ECW World Television title against who? Chili Willy, Num Bum, Frozen Phallus, or Ice Minge? That raised straight in the chat. Thunder Pussy or whatever option A was.
There it is.
Do them in the Mr. Iguana voice.
Okay. Iguana. Chili Willy. Bum. Frozen Phallus. Ice Minge.
Frozen Phallus sounds like just then like a pre-recorded chant from one of the 2K games.
Yeah.
Frozen Phallus.
Brian Weddy just says that sounds like a terrible Stax impression. I'm trying.
I've got very good.
You did a little laugh earlier that sounded a bit like a Stax laugh, actually.
It's true, actually, yeah.
Right before he started
Typically
the question.
not got good Stax.
Because he knew Ice Minge was coming at the end.
Yeah.
Aye. Just happens sometimes. Aye.
Matt Rain says, Mr. Iguana thinks to himself, what a wonderful world.
How has this happened?
So everyone's saying Chili Willy.
All right, then I guess we'll have to go with the audience. Otherwise, I wouldn't have obviously got there by myself. I needed the support of my peers.
Chili Willy.
We're going to say Chili Willy.
Yay! Is the correct answer. Everyone goes home happy. 4-4, ladies and gentlemen. No Tom Wank's filth today.
You not got any time for that, have you?
No. Well, we can do that now if you want. We got any.
So just puns on films and actors.
Well, yeah. Last week was we were talking about adult film stars, and Tom Wanks was the name that I created. And then Phil said something. We had to end the podcast basically.
It turned into like film names and.
Like the Shaving Ryan's Private.
Yeah, Sleepless in My Asshole.
That was one of them. That was one of his first ones. And I was like, this what?
Saw, but S-O-R-E.
Good.
Saw Wank red end cum. Like Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, God, that's nice. That red end, that's
wank.
good. That's strong.
Red end cum.
Remember that Will Smith golf film? The large end of Shagavance.
Shagavance.
Brilliant.
Yeah. The Knob Father. You got
yes.
Knob, and he's the daddy. Poison me, daddy.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Titty,
who's
bang, bang.
eating Gilbert Grape's arsehole?
There he is.
Blade, but it's like L-A-I-D.
Like lead.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Squirters.
Ninja Squirters. Yep.
Secret of the Ooze.
The Ooze.
It's jizz. That's the secret. You don't get it till halfway through, but the secret is jizz.
Matt Ranger said next week football is Michael Bollocks. So...
I've started something. Typical me. What time is it?
4:20.
Okay.
Big jizzness.
Yeah.
Big business, but it's...
The jizzness. Also, just like the business.
Yeah. You think about it,
it's that's what always happens to me.
It's a real.
I've had like about 7
crocodile mouth thing.
It's like 7 that I'd be like, oh, that's good, but it's not for the internet.
Swalloween says Pontus Olsen. Thank you.
Swalloween.
On Her Majesty's Secret Cervix.
Good.
That's good.
Very good.
Yeah, that's not bad. See, then what happens is someone will say a James Bond title and your brain starts looking at James Bond titles and then,
Octopussy.
Yeah. Octopussy.
Which is all right. Yeah,
nailed it.
That kind of something that they're doing, don't they?
Dr. Blow.
Nice. Just got to blow.
Got
to blow.
Come in 60 seconds.
I actually quite like Gone in 60 Seconds, you know. I haven't seen that film in ages.
Yeah.
It's probably crap now,
What's
but I loved it back in the day.
Likes?
I can't remember her name, but he's tried to rob her before and he can't.
Yeah,
he failed.
Is that the one? No, there's a different one. There's one with Jason Statham where he's playing an American. And like,
Jason Statham.
Jason, you know.
Nick Cage.
Goof
no,
Fast,
but there's
Goof
like
Furious.
Good.
Goof Fast.
Yeah, Goof Furious.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Why not?
The man with the golden bum, says Banders. Young and the Breastless, says Matt Rains.
Man with the golden cum.
That's Taxi Bastard.
You're not allowed to get.
Game.
You are not allowed to get Taxi Bastard out. That's cheating.
It's a different game.
That is cheating.
Attack of the Bones. That's we already done bone stuff, haven't we?
Yeah.
And instead of Dune, Poon. You know, like and Poon 2.
Poon 2.
The Cock Ring. It's the ring, but it's
okay.
Oh, nice, yeah. Lord of the Ring. Oh no, it's the same.
Dildo Baggins. Is there a film about him, or is it just
He's a hobbit. The Nobbit.
The Nobbit. That's nice.
The Nobbit with Dildo Baggins.
Yeah.
There you go. Why? Why are we like
Ghost Ride Her.
Ghost Ride Her. I barely know her.
Fantastic Four Fingers Inside You.
Harry Fucker with the Philosopher's Bone.
Yep. Yep.
Should we call it?
We're there.
There's always one more.
Oh, no. I just want a funnier word for Harry Potter's surname. But like, Harry Nobber, we'll just go with it. Harry Nobber and the visitor who shags your mum.
Well done, Adam Nicholas. I'm Michael Hamflett. Cohen is in this week's quiz. Let us know how you got on. Just generally.
Oh, God, he's here. Is he a wizard, you know? No, he just, every Friday night went down to the pub. Seems to be a consenter, it's fine. Just have to
Every Friday
just have to turn my music up.
and dance at the pub. Right on cue. 6 o'clock, out the door, 6:02.
I'm here.
Have you got any magic powers, Harry? No, if I did, I would stop this.
I wish I didn't have this invisibility cloak.
You can follow us, all of us on X at WhatCulture WWE. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamflett.
follow me, Adam Nicholas at
It's Adam Nicholas.
follow me, Adam Wilbourn. Follow all of us. Bye. WrestleCulture is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
That most certainly is not. What he does up there with your mum goes on in their own time.
Avada Kedavra. Dada. Avada Kedavra.
What are the four houses they're in?
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
It does
Yeah.
itself. How are you going to do that?
Yeah, Avada
Slytherin?
Kedavra your legs and I'll slither in, yeah. I don't know, is that anything?
Don't need a sorting hat for that.
Everything's something.
Gryffindor, Ravenclaw,
I don't know where I'm going.
Hulk Hogan and Mr. Fanny, says Vanders.
That's good. That's good.
What's the other one? Hufflepuff is the other one.
Slytherin's the one there, isn't it? Yeah.
It does itself, though.
Aloha more on your legs and I'll slither in, that's it, because that's open in Harry Potter lingo.
Suburban Commando. Just walking around knob out.
Yeah.
I was thinking of all the Hogan films.
Well, doing films, not your weekend plan.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. There's too many films.
A lot of films, isn't there?
Edward Scissorhands.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Full Metal Jack-Off.
Yeah.
Good.
Wank to the Future.
Yes.
Wank to the Future 2. Jack to the Future. That was better, wasn't it? But you just done a Jack one.
A night at the museum with your mum.
After she spent the day with...
Night at the museum. Your mum, well, just for shagged your mum.
Full sex at the museum with your mum.
There's too many films. John Dick.
Nice.
Like John Wick, you know? Like
Yes. Brief in Mount Hers.
Good.
Nice.
Some clean wordplay, that, isn't it?
That's just nice, isn't it?
Too clean. I want to mess some stuff up.
Yeah. Muddy the waters a bit.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? What films are out right
Snow White
now?
and the Seven Cocks. Is that anything?
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is someone.
God, you've got to stay out the Disney Plus archives, man. You cannot be going down that route. Oh, dear. That is.
Beauty and My Beast. My cock.
It's mad. My cock, actually. Just in case you didn't get that. You know?
It's on the cover.
just wanna see.
That's my cock.
Oh, dear.
I need some. Let's get a list of films up.
A list of films.
Just like IMDb. Innit?
Clifford and his big red cock.
Yes, very good.
A throbbing cock as well. That's why it's red.
Big and red.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
have to throw.
Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Stupid otherwise.
I'd be daft, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Bumby.
Pardon?
Bumby.
Bumby. What
Like Bambi.
Oh, right, yeah.
But it's anal.
It doesn't even.
With a dildo.
Do we switch the camera off?
No, it's still
it's not.
Oh,
going.
good, right. Oh.
I wouldn't want to miss this gold, would you?
Yeah, you're right.
Obviously.
Anal Destination.
Yeah.
Anal Destination 2.
Yeah. Anal masturbation 3.
Anal Destination Bloodlines. Is that the new one?
Anal Masturbation's probably the.
Yeah.
Reservoir Hogs.
Bumbo, First Blood. Cocky Bow Blow Her.
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because ones like Pump Friction and Forest Hump were like the OGs, weren't they, in this game? The two. Phil Bill.
Good. I want to go home.
I've not seen that.
Where's the pun, though? Is that afterwards? I want to go home now. I'm done.
I was going to say, it's Friday afternoon, I would give it a couple more hours.
That's leaving for the pub soon.
It's not 6 o'clock yet. It's not 6 o'clock. Ah, 6 o'clock.
So,
yeah, that's time.
Good stuff. All right.
Oh, you know what the worst? They all think of the best one as soon as the camera and the mics go off. Oh, yeah. Next week, this is great. This WrestleCulture now. I love it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good weekend.
Sorry. Have a nice Friday night.
Yeah.
How was your Father's Day?
Bye.
Bye.